Okay, this is like the third video I've made. I've somehow managed to stuff it up. Um, alright, so I'm just going to go through everything. So the name of the project is Final Project. The author is Team 4. I've just put the description in here. That's just copy paste from the PDF. The location is Mount Morgan Dam. It's got the coordinates there. If anyone wants to have a look. It's pretty much in the vicinity. They use this in NASA data. Discount rate is 6%. The inflation rate is 2%. The annual capacity shortage is 5%. Project lifetime is 30 years. Alright, I'm just going to go through each individual part. The capital cost, I've got $60 million. That's just from the Excel spreadsheet. Placement cost is $10 million. Operational maintenance cost is $5 million. Lifetime's 30 years. It's on the AC bus. The pipe, it's got a loss of 10%, but because it's not working, it's not incorporated. These are the other figures. I've done it so I can simulate with and without the hydro turbine. The next thing is the grid. So this is a pretty important one. So I've got 3 different tariffs I've produced, and each with a given time limit. So the off-peak is when the battery will charge overnight using off-peak power. So it starts at 12, it goes till 6 in the morning, and then starts up again at 9 at night, and then it goes through the night to when it begins again. So that's the off-peak. So if I look at that, it's got prohibit the battery from discharging, so the battery can't discharge at that time, and it prohibits any sales to the grid at this time. The next one is the on-peak sell. So that's where we have this value here. So this one, it prohibits the battery from charging again, or it prohibits the battery from charging because it will be producing power at this time. So you can see here, when it is blue, so from 6 till 10, it's releasing, and then from 5 till 9, it's releasing. So that's an 8-hour period. So it is capable of doing it in a 4-hour period, but for this example, it's done in 8. And that's pretty much the amount of megawatt hours we'll produce a day. That won't change. Okay, and I'll just go through the last one. So yeah, when it's selling off peak, so like during the day, it prohibits the battery from being used. So the battery will only be used in those peak times. Yeah, so I'll just round through the time. And then it's just the same for every day of the week. And then it's got yearly. So I just figure if it's sold, these will be the conditions for it. All right, so the next one is one of our loads. So the load to pump the water uphill. So this is what's needed every day. I'm not really sure how this is done in the costing, but I've just put it in there, so we'll just explain it. I've got it running for I don't know, like 14 or 15 hours in the day, and so that calculates to like 600 megawatts. So that's overkill for whatever size pump we need. So yeah, it's just got all those values plus together, and yeah, it's got it in the day, and then because the temperature and all that affects it. The next one here is when it produces power. So it's producing in those 4-hour periods. So peak in the morning, peak in the afternoon. So for this scenario here, it's discharging 250 megawatts. So dividing that over 8 hours, it's discharging it like that. So it only needs, like 32 megawatt pump, but if you were to do it in 4 hours, then yeah, we obviously need a bigger one. The next one is the converter. So I've just got those numbers here. I've got the capacity, the capital replacement, that. Got the lifetime and years efficiency. I've kept it quite high because it's not so important. Next one's the PV cells. So this is what I'm having trouble with. So I've got 40 megawatt capacity. I've put the capital quite low because, as you'll see when I produce the final figures, it produces quite a massive number. There's the replacement, and then the operation and maintenance a year. And then, yeah, because we all agreed that solar panels are good for 25 years. Not really sure what this is, but that was just already in the software, so that's an assumption. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we can do with that, but I've put in the advanced inputs. I'll show you in the resources later. So temperature has been taken into account for those solar panels. The next one is storage. So to make this 250 megawatt hours, you need this amount of quantity. From the Excel file, I think we had a 50 million, and yeah, I've just done those. Here it can show the battery can be 100% or 0% because it's only water. That'll work when it's completely full, or work when it's or discharged until it's completely empty. Okay, so I'll just go through. So this here is the components. So I've used all these just then. The next thing is resources. So realistically, the only resources that are working in this system are the solar and the temperature. So I'll just show you those. So it's got all these numbers here. And this has just been inputted from the NASA data. So you could say these weren't 100% accurate. And in our study, you could almost say we've used these figures, but upon further production of the project, you might want to get very accurate readings. So with temperature, let's put these in. So these would be fairly accurate due to them just being averages. But yeah, the solar panel just takes into account any losses from these. Yeah, the next thing is project. So this is all your costs and stuff like that. So this thing here, I did it before, but yeah, do a calculation. So I'll just run through all this. There's nothing there. Nothing there. And in the last one I went to, or when I tried the last video, there's nothing in there. So these are some things you might want to look at. Yeah. So these are some of the things we've already incorporated. It's just got the Australian dollar. So just stuff like that. So just look at that. Next one's constraints. I haven't touched that at all. Those are the things, if anyone's got any ideas. Next one's admissions. So this might actually be fairly important. At the moment, there's no carbon tax, so I mean that's just going to be zero. So yeah, just if someone does find these figures, just I can plug them in fairly easy. I don't think it's going to affect our results too dramatically. Last one's optimization, and that's just more the calculation of software. So lastly, I'm going to go through the results, and I'll just go through them slowly. Okay, so what the software does is it comes up with what it thinks is the best possible solution. They ideally want just solar panels to the grid with a converter. So it doesn't include the storage, or the pump. So it won't want the pump at all because it feels like it's not doing anything. It's just a loss. But you can see these two, the pump and that, they go hand in hand. So I think this is just more incorporating the cost. So we'll just ignore these numbers here. The numbers we actually want to look at is the one down the bottom. So we can see the initial capital cost is $205 million with an operating cost of $32.9 million, but as a profit. So if I put those numbers just quickly into Excel, I don't know if you guys can see this. We can see this is the NPV. So it's sort of paid back with a good discount rate, under 10 years, but with a bad discount rate, probably never be paid off or take 20 years. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just scroll this across, but yeah, you can see it's got the solar panels, the storage, the grid, the hydro pump, and the converter. So I'll just scroll it across and just show you all the figures. So we've got the solar panel. So remember how I put the values quite low? It actually finds a way to produce this number. I'm not sure from where or what. It's got the total kilowatt hours it produces. I think that might be annually. Not really sure, it doesn't say. This is the battery, this here. Those numbers there. So you can see that the solar panels are actually producing the most power dramatically. Okay. The next one's the converter, so we can just ignore that. And then the last one is the grid. So the energy purchase, which is reasonably high, but it's probably realistic. And then the energy sold, which is dramatically higher. So I'll just scroll across back. And as it was to compare whether it's worth having solar panels or using off-grid power, well, we might be able to tweak with the numbers to make the grid better, but you can actually see this formation here. So this is without the solar panels. You can actually see that the project runs at a loss. That's $20 million a year. Oh shit, I'm looking at the wrong one, so excuse my last words. All right, so this is when it runs without the solar panels. So initial cost is very low, but operating cost is at a loss. And for the overall lifetime, it runs at a loss. So you can see this solution or proposed design is quite, would be very profitable. So that negative number is actually a profit, to my understanding. So that's everything. Yeah, as I said, I've made this video like twice, so yeah, forgive us for being so rushed or unmotivated. So hopefully it works and I don't have to do it again.